G'day, welcome back to Coffee and a Chat. It's spring! Spring in the Southern Hemisphere, fantastic. All the trees are budding up. I'll be able to crash through them with my mini quad shortly and send blossoms everywhere. Get some nice footage, hopefully. That the Hawkeye Firefly 4K split camera is still working. If you watch my RC Model Reviews channel, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think the firmware update has fixed it. So I'll be doing some flying with that, see how we get on. Still coping with the latency, but nothing I can't handle. Right, what's on my list of things today? Oh, wrong side of the paper. Wrong piece of paper? What have I done? Oh no, I've lost my... No, I have to wing it. Oh no, here it is, found it. Always prepared here with Coffee and a Chat. If you're new to the channel, we've just stumbled across this video because you've been drinking too much, then let me explain. Coffee and a Chat is just a kind of a backgrounder on what I'm doing, what's happening, a little bit of news, a little bit about me, about the channel. So yeah, it's just where all the dross that doesn't fit into any other categories during the week, I just throw in here. So it's a real potpourri of eclectic stuff. So that's what you get. And if this is the kind of stuff, we're talking model aircraft, we're talking drones, we're talking everything. So if it's the kind of stuff that interests you, smash that subscribe button and bash the... Oh, God, no, don't worry about it. Go and see Susan. She'll tell you what to do. Right. Let's get on with it. Right, peak drone. Peak drone. Now, this is a semi-rant. It could be a real rant, but I'm saving that for an upcoming rant video. But peak drone hysteria, actually. We passed peak drone a while ago. Now we're peak drone hysteria. Try saying that quickly when you've got Parkinsons. It's not easy. What this means is the airlines and some of the people in the aviation industry seem to be backing away from this belief that drones will bring down airliners. You only have to sort of smell a drone and it will bring down an airliner. Yeah, because Qantas, that's the Australian airline, they recently said, yeah, we're not too concerned about drones anymore. No, we think we can fly with drones in the airspace. Knock me down with a feather from a bird strike. And that's what they said. So it appears that because we've had 10 years of drones and nobody's died, that the penny's starting to drop and they're realizing, okay, yeah, drones are a thing. And drones are not the evil, dangerous things that we originally thought they were. Because also, Heathrow, we've got the Extinction Revolutionaries or whatever they are, you know, the bunch of sandal-wearing, tofu-munching, hemp t-shirt type guys that are trying to save the planet by pissing people off, blocking traffic, disrupting airports. These people, love them, don't you? Love them all. Anyway, these people are planning to do a protest within the exclusion zone of Heathrow Airport. They're going to get their drones and they're going to, just little plastic toys, and fly them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metres above the ground. Really no risk to anybody. And Heathrow Airport, to their credit, have said, yeah, we don't care. We're not going to close the airport because a bunch of sandal wearers decide they're going to have a bit of a hippie picnic. No, let them go for it. The police will deal with them. And sure enough, the police already have. The police have rounded up 4 or 5 of the conspirators to this planned drone picnic, and they've arrested them. Well, that didn't work out too well for them, did it? But I mean, these people are playing the martyr that, oh, you know, we're saving the planet by going to jail. Well, jolly good. Let's save the planet a whole lot, put the whole damn lot of them in jail, shall we? I mean, I'm not going to get into the climate change thing. Yes, climate change is happening. Is it caused by people? Some of it is. How much? Well, that's where the argument comes in, isn't it? You know, anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go into that argument because it's kind of pointless. You can't please everybody, so I'm not going to try and please anybody. But suffice to say, perhaps these sandal wearers should take a closer look at themselves. What are the drones they're flying of made out of? Plastic? My goodness. Where does plastic come from? From oil? Oh no, the evil oil that is killing the earth. What are you people doing, throwing evil oil up into the air like this, especially near an airport? Are you trying to burn us in hell with this global warming thing? Really? Come on, sandal wearers, get your act together. Even more, if you're charging your batteries from the mains outlet before you leave home, some of it energy probably coming from coal. And you know that coal is the worst thing for the planet since, I don't know, since a worse thing. And so you're contributing to the problem. You're not saving the world, you're actually contributing to the problem. So rethink your agenda here, guys. Come on. You're not winning any friends. You're not influencing any people. Just get yourself in trouble, making yourself look stupid. If you want some advice, come to me. My door is always open. I'll give you a hand. I'll give you some sage advice from a greybeard. And we all know that greybeards are worth a lot of coin when it comes to giving sage advice. Now, if this video looks a bit crappy, it's because I'm trying out cinematic 25p. I can't do 24p. I'm sorry, but we've got an extra p in here. Okay, hope that doesn't hurt. But yeah, you know, I'm vlogging or doing the Coffee and a Chat in 25p, not 50p as I usually do. So I'm saving the planet. Every P has a price. Every P takes about 4 barrels of oil. So Extinction Revolutionaries, I'm on your side, but I'm doing it practically. But it may mean that the movement's a bit jerky or there's some motion blur. I don't know. I don't know why people do that, but I thought I'd give it a try because apparently it's the thing to do to make yourself look cinematic. Am I cinematic? Do I look cinematic? Does this remind you of anyone? Stallone? Schwarzenegger? I don't know. Now, as I said at the start of the video, this Coffee and a Chat is really about anything. So I'm going to do an AMA. No, I'm not going to start up a model association for America. An AMA is an Ask Me Anything. And you're invited to ask me anything. Go to the commenty piece down there and give me a question to answer. It can be about me as an individual. It can be about me as a model flyer. It can be about me as a modern day sex symbol. I can't help it. It's just what happens. It can be about XJet, about RC model reviews. It can be about Parkinsons if you like, because I'm Parkinsons fanboy. I got it. I'm really into it. And what I will be doing as well is a video coming up on how I'm coping, because a lot of people ask. I get a lot of emails saying, "How's it going? Are you dead yet? Are you dead yet?" And these optimistic people, I have to reply and say, "Sorry, but I'm not. I'm still going." But a lot of these people in the comments have actually come back with some really, really good things to help me cope. There's the phone. I'll be right back. Here's one for the blooper reel, eh? Anyway, no, answer the phone call. It was just some people from India. Apparently I've got some worms and viruses on my computer. They talked me through it, and for the small sum of $4,000, my computer's now completely fixed, except something to do with Syskey, and I can't log in, but another $1,000 and it'll all be fixed again. No, just having you on. Moving along. Oh, this is terrible. Spring. I've got spring in my blood. This made me feel very happy. Right, yeah, ask me anything, Parkinsons. A lot of the people who have made comments on my videos about try this, try that, try the other. Well, I've tried this, I've tried that. Haven't tried the other yet, but I will give that a go. And some of the suggestions that have been made have been brilliant because it has made a huge difference to the symptoms and the progression of the disease. And I've found some other stuff myself. I mean, I'm not a stupid person, but don't ask my wife, she'll contradict me on that. I've done a lot of research. I found some things which, based on studies, should have had an effect, and they have had an effect. So I am very positive outlook at the moment. There has been some progression. Let me rephrase that. I've had a really good winter. The winter has, any tremors I've had have been due to the cold. But I've noticed in the last week or so that I've slipped back a bit, and it should pain in the backside because summer's coming, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But I have found some things that really help. So if you've got Parkinson's, if you know someone with Parkinson's, if you're planning to get Parkinson's perhaps as a Father's Day gift or a Christmas present, then you might be interested in the video I'm going to do on how Parkinson's is affecting me and my flying routines and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just a bit of information. I mean, as we get older, and some of you are getting older, you can't all be eternally youthful like me. You may have to deal with this. So forewarned is forearmed. Hopefully you'll get, well, someone you know will get as much value out of what I've done as I have. Anyway, that's that bit. What's next on my list of things here? Yeah, but as I say, the AMA, ask me anything in the commenty section. I will do a separate video where I address as many of the questions as I can. And so you want to know what size underwear I wear? Just ask, I'll tell you. Anyway, moving on. Summer is coming, as I said. I live in Tokoroa in New Zealand, which is way down on the bottom of the planet. Yep, it's probably opposite. It's an antipodes of Spain, I think. So that gives you an idea of roughly where we are. But summer's coming. While you people in the Northern Hemisphere freeze your little man parts off, we'll be bathing in the glorious sunshine and warmth of summer. And it's a great time to fly in the summer. So there'll be lots of videos on this channel, model flying videos. But I want to organise some events. I tried to organise events last year 3 times. I booked the airfield and the council was supposed to do things. And nah, they didn't do what they were supposed to do, so I couldn't. And then they just downright cancelled one of my bookings. We booked several months ahead to make sure we had a weekend all lined up. And at the last minute, I'm talking like the week before, they emailed me and said, no, we've cancelled your booking because we're going to run drag racing instead. What's the point in having a booking system if you just kick people out even though they book well in advance? But that's the council. There's elections. There's elections next month here in New Zealand for local bodies, local councils, local government. So I'm hoping that there'll be enough of a change in the ranks of our council. We might get a bit more traction, a bit more common sense, you know, because you know that tower, you know the airport tower, you know I said the council painted it? Might not have been, but how crazy was it that we've been badgering the council for years and years and years to let us paint the tower, and they'll say, oh, you can't do that, no, it'll be vandalism, or and you have to have health and safety, you'll need a cherry picker and scaffolding, you'll have to have a traffic plan to route traffic around the other side of the country so that the paint brushes don't fall on cars, all that sort of stuff. In the end, I think somebody, I can't confirm this, but I think someone just said, bugger it, we're going to do it, and did it. And what was the outcome? Nobody died. Nobody was inconvenienced in any way. The tower was painted. The outcome, 100% what we're looking for. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, don't you? You just got to say, well, bugger it, let's do it, and, you know, apologise later. But because somebody said, hey, it was the council was happy to stand back and go, oh, no, it's no problem, glad to help. Ooh, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Anyway, I digress. Summer flying. Yeah, I want to organise some events. The first event I'd like to organise is a crossover event. Oh, what's that? That's where there's nothing to do with wiring up speakers in your hi-fi, for a start. Crossover is when you get two different groups crossing over, getting an appreciation for each other's, what they're doing and their perspectives and their outlooks and so forth. And I'm going to talk to the local aero club, both of the people that make up the local aero club, to see whether they want to help out with this, because I'd like to get a day when we basically, everyone that's a manned aviator that's interested flies in their aeroplanes, lands at the airfield, and then we close the airfield for 2, 3, maybe 4 hours in the middle of the day. So we're going to have a barbecue and some sausages and read Playboy magazines, all that sort of stuff that blokes do. And during that time, we will fly model aircraft and drones. So what we're going to do is let the manned aviators get a full appreciation for the fun and for the challenge that's involved in FPV and model flying. And hopefully that'll make them a little bit less, you know, antsy, a little bit less aggressive. Some of them, you know, a little bit aggressive, like the guy in New Zealand that reckoned a drone knocked his microlight out of the sky. Turned out to be a broken windscreen. And I had that verified again by someone the other weekend who said, yeah, I saw that plane. The windscreen was cracked before he flew it. So, yeah, we want to change their perspective a little, show them how much fun and how much just like full-size aviation FPV is. And by the same token, I want to take model flyers and FPV flyers and just let them perhaps go up in an aircraft and then realise that I'm 1,000 feet above the ground. If a drone was to go through the windscreen of this aeroplane right now, it would not be a pleasant thing. So give them a little more appreciation for the fact that pilots have a different outlook to them when it comes to the safety involved in flying model aircraft or unmanned aircraft. So yeah, hopefully the crossover will provide massive safety benefits for both parties and a little more tolerance and understanding and acceptance of each different side's perspective on the whole matter of safety and drones and manned aircraft. I've spoken to CAA, our aviation regulator. They're really keen on the idea. I think it's a great idea, so fantastic. So all I have to do is try and convince the local council to give us a booking and to honour it. That's a big what if. So it depends on how the elections go, whether I even bother to do this. And of course, with the summer coming up, plenty of time for regular model flying activities here at the airfield. And again, I'd like to organise something, perhaps around the time of the Model Flying Nationals, because the national model flying competitions this year in the South Island of New Zealand, I think. And so a lot of people in the North Island, it's too far to go, it's not worth it. So they sit there twiddling their thumbs going, oh, what am I going to do? So if we say, come and fly at our field, maybe they will. We don't know. And there's lots of video will come from that, of course. So yeah, that's what I see coming for the summer. Now, in the final part of this Coffee and a Chat, something that I hope will be more regular in future, I'm going to tell you where to go. Now, I'm not being rude, not going to tell you where to go in that way. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's a heap of stuff on YouTube. There are dozens of channels on. I'm not the only channel, honestly. There are other channels. So do try and broaden your horizon. What I'm going to do, what I'd like to do, is actually point you at channels that I think are worth looking at. And I've done this in the past. Years ago, I pointed you at people at Spectra 50, and that was brilliant. And RC Gut, that's brilliant. And other channels I've pointed out. So what I want to do is point you at a channel run by Michael Rollins. Now, Michael Rollins, it's an interesting channel. It's mainly interviewing. Michael interviews some of the figureheads, the names in the hobby, and recently he interviewed Chad Noack from Australia, the father of FPV, freestyle and drone racing. Am I saying it right? Noack? No. Anyway, Chad. Final Glide Oz interviewed him and did a brilliant job. Michael does a fantastic job at interviewing people. His style is so professional. You can tell he's good at what he does because he doesn't say much. He doesn't have to say much. He goes straight to the heart of the matter. He identifies exactly the right questions to ask, and the interviewees basically sit there and spill their guts. And everyone loves to see a good gut spill. I mean, it's fantastic. It's great viewing. Might get you demonetized, but spilt guts is fantastic. So I would say go and look at Michael's channel. I'll put a link in the description of this video because you want to go there and have a look. And I'm shocked and dismayed that the tiny number of subscribers he has, given the quality of his content. So go there, smash his bell to pieces and subscribe, and have a look at his content. He's got a lot of stuff on there already. He's interviewed Chad Cappuccino. He's interviewed a lot of the names that we know in the hobby. He's interviewed them. So go and have a look, because it's really interesting stuff. And as I say, he is a magician at getting people to do the old gut spill thing, you know. There you go. So that's another coffee and a chat. Hope it wasn't too long. Did you like the mid-roll ads? There are no mid-roll ads. Thank you, my Patreon supporters. So I want you all to thank my Patreon supporters. They're the people that make these videos tolerable, because no one likes mid-rolls. And if you want to support this channel and me and the stuff I do on the internet and the advocacy I do for drone flyers and all that sort of stuff, model flyers, when there's going to be a lot of that coming up. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm on a list, remember? Remember I said I'm on a list? I got a letter, I got an email from the people who send emails out to people on that list. And I've got a questionnaire to fill out to get my feedback on some of the proposed changes to the regulations here, which is very good. Now, I can't share it with you because it's all under, you may not disseminate. This is private and confidential, and will basically take your man parts and put them in a vice if you dare tell other people. So I can't tell you what's in the exact nature of, or the exact questions, but it is good to see that they're following through on the claims and saying that I'm going to be consulted, and I'm being one of many probably who have been consulted. It is a little annoying that I can't actually disclose the contents of the questionnaire, because I would like to actually share it with you and get your feedback, because I'm representing you guys in New Zealand in this issue, in this situation. Now, I know Model Flying New Zealand, they're also got the questionnaire, so they're going to represent it from the perspective of traditional model flyers who are a member of that organisation. But I want to represent all the rest of you, the guys that have got a Mavic or a Phantom or just a Foamy from Banggood, and you like to fly, but you can't justify joining something like Model Flying New Zealand, which is a good, it's a good organisation to belong to, but not everyone can afford the cost. So I'm representing you guys, and so I'm going to have to wing it. I'm going to hope I'm going to represent you adequately in this questionnaire, but because I can't share it with you, I'm just going to have to do my best. I hope you trust me on this one. So there you go. That's it. That's the end of Coffee and a Chat. And as I say, if you want to support the channel, look in the description down there, above all those comments that people have probably already put, and you will find some links to enable you to support the channel if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine by me. I'm happy. Do what you feel is appropriate. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. Some rants are coming up, and also more flying videos, because everybody loves flying videos, and it's spring, so the weather is hopefully getting better. Bye for now.